Welcome student. Now see Compton effect. Now what happens in Compton effect? In this Compton effect, a monochromatic X-ray of a particular wavelength is allowed to fall on the electron, and due to this electron get scattered and X-rays get scattered, and these scattered X-rays makes some angle theta with this incident light, and this theta is called as scatter, angle of scattering or scattering angle. Okay. Now in this Compton effect, when this incident X-ray is allowed to fall, this incident X-ray has its wavelength. That is, the incident X-ray is composed of photons, and that's why the energy of photon is given by E equals to h nu, where E equals to hc by lambda, where this lambda is the wavelength of the incident X-ray. This incident X-ray, when allowed to fall on the electron, that electron gets scattered and the scattering of X-rays takes place. This is incident X-ray, this is scattered X-ray. But this scattered X-rays is again in the form of small packets or bundles of energy, that is the photons. That's why the scattered X-rays has a scattered photon and its energy is E dash is equals to h nu dash. That's why nu dash is equals to c by lambda dash, where this E equals to h upon c lambda dash is the energy of this scattered photon. That's why lambda dash is the wavelength of this scattered X-rays. Now according to Compton, this lambda dash is always greater than lambda, and this is called as Compton effect. Means in the Compton effect, when a monochromatic X-ray of particular wavelength is allowed to fall on the electron gets scattered and X-rays get scattered, and the scattered X-rays makes some angle theta, that is scattering angle, and it is found that this scattered X-rays has a wavelength greater than that of the incident X-rays. This is called as a photoelectric effect. Now the difference between the lambda dash minus lambda, the wavelength of the scattered light, minus the wavelength of the incident light, because this is small, this is greater, this is called as Compton shift, and it is given by delta lambda is equals to lambda dash minus lambda, and further it is equals to h upon mc into 1 minus cos theta, where this theta is the angle of scattering. Means this Compton shift is depends upon the angle theta. Getting it? Now from this it is clear that the delta lambda, that is Compton shift, is depends on theta, that is angle of scattering. Getting it? This is Compton effect. I think you all getting this Compton effect. Compton effect में डायग्राम ख्याल में रखो, इलेक्ट्रॉन रेस्ट को होता है, उस पर पर्टिकुलर वेवलेंथ का एक्सरे इंसिडेंट होता है. सपोज इंसिडेंट एक्सरे की वेवलेंथ लैम्बडा है, वो एक इंसिडेंट एक्सरे इलेक्ट्रॉन पे कोलाइड्स होने के बाद में स्कैटरिंग ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन टेक्स प्लेस, दिस इलेक्ट्रॉन गेट स्कैटर्ड एंड स्कैटरिंग ऑफ एक्सरे आल्सो टेक्स प्लेस. दिस स्कैटर्ड एक्सरेज हैज वेवलेंथ लैम्बडा डैश, देन according to AH Compton, this lambda dash should be greater than that of lambda, that is the wavelength of the scattered light is greater as compared to the wavelength of the incident X-rays. This is Compton effect. And according to this Compton effect, this delta lambda is a Compton shift, and it is equals to lambda dash minus lambda, and it will be equals to 2h upon mc into sine square theta by 2, where theta is the angle of scattering. From this it is clear that this Compton shift is directly proportional to theta. Now we will stop here. Now we have to see the Compton effect. Now see what happens in the Compton. Now see de Broglie hypothesis and derivation of de Broglie equation. The derivation of de Broglie equation is lambda is equals to h upon p. This is also we have to derive. Now for this, see carefully what is de Broglie hypothesis and how the de Broglie derivation is derived. Now scientist Einstein in 1905 suggested that the electromagnetic radiation of light exhibits a dual nature. The electromagnetic radiation of a light, electromagnetic radiation, that is light, exhibits a dual nature. It exhibits a dual nature. Means dual nature means it may act as a wave and it also acts as a particle. We explained this in 1905. Einstein explained that. What is explained? He suggested that all the electromagnetic radiations, including light, have a dual character or dual nature. It acts as a wave as well as a particle. And the phenomenon of light, like interference of light, polarization of light, reflection of light, is explained about the wave nature. The phenomena of light, like interference of light, polarization of light, then reflection of light, all these explain about the wave nature of the light. But the phenomenon, likewise one can say black body radiation, we know that the light emitted in discontinuous manner, that is black body radiation. One can say photoelectric effect, which already we have seen. This explain about the particle nature of the light. Now from this, further scientist de Broglie suggested that the wave associated with this material particle, from this the de Broglie suggested that the wave associated with material particle is de Broglie wave. Material is de Broglie wave. Are you getting clear? What is it? It is de Broglie wave. Or one can say that this is also known as de Broglie's matter wave. De Broglie's wave or de Broglie's matter wave. Now from this, the de Broglie's explanation, how this Einstein put forward his statement of dual nature of radiation including light, then further the phenomenon like polarization, interference of light, explain about the wave nature, the photoelectric effect, as well as black body radiation, explain the particle nature. Now according to de Broglie, the wave associated with such a material particle is called as a de Broglie matter wave. Now, according to de Broglie suggested that the wavelength associated with this moving microscopic particle, wavelength of moving microscopic particle, that is lambda, this lambda is equals to h upon m into c, where this lambda is the wavelength, h is Planck constant, m is the mass of that particle and c is the velocity, and that mass into velocity is nothing but momentum, that is p. What is this p? P is a momentum, it is a product of mass and velocity, and this is nothing but a de Broglie wavelength. Now, how this expression is derived? That is expression for de Broglie or de Broglie's equation. Now you know that if the energy E is equals to h nu, according to Planck's quantum theory, the energy of photon is given by E equals to h nu. That's why E nu equals to c upon lambda. And this is according to what? According to Planck's quantum theory, the energy associated with the photon is given by this one. Now, according to mass energy conversion relationship, E equals to mc square. Now, from this equation 1 and 2, you may write left hand sides are equal. That's why you may write h into c upon lambda is equals to mc square. This cc get cancelled. That's why lambda h upon lambda, that is equals to m into c. But according to de Broglie, you know that this particle nature or particle associated with a velocity v and m is the mass of moving particle, then mass into this velocity of that particle, that is u, is equals to lambda upon p. Okay, now here this is nothing but, now from this equation 2 you may write lambda is equals to h upon p, because this is equals to this. Now in this way, this de Broglie's equation is derived from the Planck's quantum theory and Einstein's mass energy relationship, that is E equals to mc square. Okay, now this is the relationship between the wavelength and momentum, and h is Planck's constant, which is given by de Broglie. Now I think you all getting this. Now in the next period we are going to see about the Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. Till then, bye.